Nice take, Cody. Come on. That's a good job, boys.
don't move it.
Stay, Cody. Cody, stay.
Hello and welcome to Silaps Community Arena here in Paris, Ontario. We apologize from the Arena Lacrosse League. We had some technical difficulties, but we are up and running after 15 minutes here in quarter number one. The Shockwave lead the Paris Riverwolves 6-1 the score. Goal scores for the Shockwave. Lane Smith has a goal. Brooker Muir has one. Cody Ward with two, including a shorthanded marker. Joel Matthews has two as well. Starting goaltenders for today's game, of course, Gowan Abrams got the call for the Shockwave, and Nolan Clayton, the veteran, for the Riverwolves. Paris a bit undermanned here with just 15 men on the roster for this game. These two teams come in undefeated, 1-0. Of course, it was the Shockwave that defeated the Oshawa Outlaws 11-7 in their opening game, and a rematch of last year's All Cup had the Riverwolves taking on the Whitby Steelhawks, and the Steelhawks fell by a goal, 12-11. So two undefeated teams here. The officials for today's game, and we already had an incidental ball, and good to see our trio back out there. Roger Nurse is the crew chief. Of course, John Sutcliffe, who was the one who took that errant shot, he's back out there, and Matt Chamois will round out the three guys in stripes. So set to go here for quarter number two, and this Shockwave team, a retooled team, they've made some trades and added some depth into their lineup, and they look pretty strong here as they went on a 4-0 run before Paris came back and got one from Spencer Pike, and then added two more to where we stand here, 6-1 the score. So back on the power play go the Riverwolves here with a chance to get back in. A bounce shot finds the 5-hole, and it's the captain, Mike Burke, that gets on the board. That's his 5th goal of the season. All set to go again in the circle. Ball loose, scooped up by the Riverwolves. And it's Thomas Whitty that will flip it back out, and they will set up the offense. So similar to basketball, a game of runs here. The Riverwolves give and go. That one is just steered to the side by Abrams. Rebound corralled off the post. And back come the Shockwave. Defensive changes, pass goes errant. Nolan Clayton will reach out and grab that as I look there, and it's not Clayton now, it's Cameron Dunkerley that has taken over between the pipes as he's getting loose and limber here, trailing by 4. Hard to the net goes that looked like Hunter Angus. And the Shockwave now will go to work on offense. Neufeld. Kick it back out to Lane Smith. New acquisition here. A former Six Nations sniper as he goes to work now for head coach Ron Mouser Henry and company. That one will go over the timeline, be a violation. Play it where it lies. Back come the Riverwolves. Of course, it's Jamie Dubrick and Chris Driscoll, the guys behind the bench for the Riverwolves, who finished 2nd overall last season, losing a thriller in the All Cup. Good flip, duck in, and a good attempt there from Kyle Pedwell. Riverwolves now with a long flip takes a generous hop off the board, and a good matchup there with Luke Coppinger working hard, but Paris will come away with it, knock over the timeline, violation. Ball goes back to St. Catharines. Neufeld working in the corner. He'll wait for the offense. Johnny Jimerson out there. And Joel Matthews, of course. Good pass down low for Neufeld. And Neufeld with a diving goal. And talk about reach out and touch someone. So Brian Neufeld does a good job to go fully extended, and it's now 7-2. Jamie McMahon and Steve Lee doing battle in the circle. Possession goes to the Shockwave. They've got all the momentum going. Neufeld with a tricky quick stick, and he's feeling it 2 in a row for number 14, and it's 8-2 Shockwave. Both teams back to work here as the momentum clearly in favor of the Shockwave. Paris, though, a good bounce and a better check. So an opportunity there for Riley Martinelli, and we're going to have two combatants go here as Josh Medeiros for the Riverwolves and Dylan LaPrade for the Shockwave. So the dust has settled, and the guilty combatants will spend a couple of minutes in the penalty box. Teams will play 5 aside. Of course, Medeiros and LaPrade not known to be fighters, so not quite sure what was said or what was done either way. Both teams are back to work here on the carpet. 11:56 to go here. Pedwell was doing some work, flips it off. Big shot off the post there from Matthews. And they'll get a fresh clock as he corrals the rebound. Swing over to Lane Smith. Smith will come around the curl, look to dump. Cross-court pass, and a good one. And a beautiful finish. Cody Ward picks up the goal on the play, his third of the game. Give Lane Smith the helper on the play, and the Shockwave now with a commanding 9-2 lead. And they're looking to attack again. Neufeld working on his wrong stick side. He's going to flip and get in position, or that's exactly what he does. Comes back over, retrieves it on the right side, skip pass across to the half boards. Neufeld with room, looking for that top corner. Good save by Dunkerley. And he'll look for a man ahead, outlet pass. Neatly handled there by Jonah Beam, and he'll go to work one-on-one. Working on Quinn Halligan. Pike. He's got one of two Paris goals. Quick underhand from Keene. Gets his own rebound. Look for the corner. Big save by Abrams. Shockwave now will move it on up. Good move at the line. And they get it over and they'll set up their offense. Ward has had himself a good half. Good defense on the side by Matt Lee. Swinging to Lane Smith. Trying to work one-on-one. Gets a double team. Gets out of it. But his shot is stopped. Dunkerley doing a good job of cutting down the angle. He'll outlet. They'll move it on up. Lee will stop. Wait for help. Flip and retreat to the bench. Quick shot there. Corralled by Burke, and he'll send it back over to Pike. Pike gets off a hard shot, steered aside. And it'll be a fresh clock for the Riverwolves. 9:35 to go here, second quarter. Lance Wynn alongside JVI Productions. Glad to have you with us here. Apologize for the lack of audio in the opening quarter. That, of course, nothing to do with JVI Productions, all to do with the Arena Lacrosse League. So just to make sure we've made that clear as the Shockwave look in transition, and blowing a tire on the carpet was Ward, and hopefully he's okay. Riverwolves bring it back. Burke battling in the corner. Shockwave, though, come away with possession. Brooker Muir, good job of splitting two defenders. Shockwave will get it into the offensive end. Neufeld, again, half boards, wrong stick side. Swing it back over. Matthews dumps it off. Lane Smith, a handful down low. Try to backhand. Went off a defender, and it's picked up by Dunkerley. Dunkerley tried to sidearm, but it's going to be a interference call, and the Riverwolves will go on the power play with 8:29 to go here in the second. So the Riverwolves now will go to work here on the power play, trailing by a touchdown here on Wild Card Saturday. As they'll work it around the horn, Mike Burke, of course, leading scorer, will be the quarterback. He's joined by Keene, Drake Smith down on the right crease. Of course, Big Spencer Pike looking for that cross-court feed, and it's handled neatly and moved up. Breakaway, and that one is wide. But again, they pick up the rebound. So the Shockwave doing a good job of out-hustling the Riverwolves here, as Mitch DeMont had a good opportunity, wasn't able to capitalize shorthanded. Riverwolves now back to work. Good job of getting a stick in the shooting lane, and the outlet on the money, and a big save at the other end. So Saul Vanderzalm, in all alone, continues to dig and work hard for that loose ball. Minute to go in the Paris power play. And the Riverwolves will finally come away with possession and get it up and over the timeline. Important here for Jamie Dubrick and company to somehow find a way to slow down this Shockwave. Express there rolling. Dump down low, and there it is. Drake Smith, good three-way passing. Burke, Keene to Smith, and it's a 9-3 game. So capitalizing on the Jordan Hopeby penalty, the Riverwolves come back with a power play marker to pull to within 6 here with 7 minutes to go in the second. Ball loose, scooped up. Brian Neufeld, swing it back on the give and go. Shockwave will pull it back out. Steve Lee will remain on and contribute to the offense as they will swing it around to Neufeld, half boards, left side. Neufeld. One-on-one, looking for an opening. Good defense by Medeiros. Swung over, back to Neufeld. Medeiros again working one-on-one, and a good job defensive stand for the black and red. And the Riverwolves now will try to get it over the timeline, and they do. Burke dumps it down. Keene, good backhand pass. Backhand shot by Ryan Desvo. And a good stop there by Goen Abrams. Paris working now, plenty of time on the shot clock. Looking for Keene in traffic. He can't come away with it. Shockwave do. They move it up over the line, out the back door, and a beautiful play out the back door. Seamus Shanahan had a golden opportunity, but he's stopped by Dunkerley. Turnover, and the Shockwave now will take some care here and get set up in the offensive end. Neufeld swings it over to the left side. Sorry, right side. My apologies. That shot blocked. Ball loose. Riverwolves are going to get called on the early cross-check, interference, and possession will go back to St. Catharines. Quick stick attempt by Neufeld. Hits the side of the net, but the Shockwave will corral it, and with plenty of time on the shot clock, go back to work. Good overhand, stopped, and a better save as on the doorstep was Cody Ward. So Dunkerley comes up big in close quarters, but the back-in rule will give the ball back to the Shockwave. Neufeld swings it back out to top for Joel Matthews. Working the right side, quick underhand, right there where he should be is Dunkerley. And we are going to have ourselves our officials timeout. So 9-3 the score here as the Riverwolves will lug it over the timeline. 5-on-5, good back check. But Paris will maintain possession. Burke swinging across. Looking for Desvo. Good switch hands, kick it out. Smith can't handle it. They keep it just over the timeline. Good job by Burke. Under 10 to go on the shot clock. Smith dumps it down low. Keane goes to the backhand. Finds the mark, and it's a 9-4 game. So Dan Keane getting some props from his teammates on a highlight goal that has closed the gap now to 5 here with 4:25 to go in the opening half. Riverwolves, good speed to track that down in Travis Burton. And 3 strides, and he's over the timeline. He'll dump it off, and the Riverwolves will get their full attack out there. Desvo getting hounded there by Steve Lee. Got a shot off. No reset on the clock, and a good flip pass in transition. And a good bounce shot, better save. So Saul Vanderzalm doing a good job of utilizing his speed. But Dunkerley up to the task one more time. Riverwolves will move it back up to the offensive end. Swing pass to Smith. Got some room, goes to the bounce shot. 5-hole. Drake Smith with his second of the game. And it's a 9-5 game. So momentum, a funny thing here with 3:40 to go. Definitely a game of runs as the Riverwolves close the gap now to 4. Shockwave off the draw. Johnny Jimerson working in the corner, swings it way back outside, and they'll reset their offense. Pedwell swinging around, working Lane Smith one-on-one, a handful, off the crossbar, rebound, goes wide. Doesn't touch anything, and the Riverwolves now will come away with it. Clearly have the momentum. Burton looking for Keane. Couldn't find him. Does a good job, though, to get the rebound. He'll swing it out to Burke. Burke curling around the top. Will drop it off to Pike. Pike to Smith. Back to Pike. Big shot overhand. Stopped by Abrams. Transition. Long pass. One-hopped. Will go off the boards and miss there. Good stick check from Dunkerley. And the Riverwolves now will move it up. 2:40 to go here in the second. Good transition defense from the Shockwave. Keane dumps it down low. Burke had a notion, got off a good shot. Stopped, though, by Abrams, and ball loose. Riverwolves will come away with it. Desvo getting triple team. Pike comes in to assist. And the Shockwave now will come away with possession, and there will be a penalty. Looks like a checking from behind call. Alex Henry with an illegal cross-check. He'll spend 2 minutes in the box, and the Riverwolves now will have a chance to cut into this 4-goal lead. Pike at the top this time. Burke working the right shooter. Swing pass down low, left side. That'll come back out and back off the post. And the Shockwave now with numbers. 3-on-1, 3-on-2. And Alex Tomas will think better of it. Flip it out and retreat. Neufeld, half boards. Looking to kill some time here. Down a man for another minute and a half. 10 on the shot clock. Jamie McMahon playing some D. Good shot off. Rebound, though, is picked up by the Riverwolves. And they move it up quickly. No numbers, though. As Burton so that looked like Whitty. And now their offense will set up with just over a minute to go in the period. About a 6-second differential between the penalty and the game clock. As the Riverwolves working around, big overhand from Keane. And he'll corral it for a fresh 30. 50 seconds to go here in the quarter. Burke, the big shot, stopped by Abrams. He flips that up, and the Shockwave will move it up. Houtby, head man up. 35 seconds to go here in the quarter. Shockwave, move it around. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Neufeld gets a cutter. Looked a bit like crease. Got away with it. They turn it over. 20 seconds to go here for the Riverwolves. Hustling up, looking for one more shot. 15 on the game clock. Burke will have to move it in with 10. Kicks it out to Pike. Pike back to Burke. Burke swings it across. Looking for an opening. 4 on the clock. Shot is wide. And that ball will go all the way down, and that will do it. A very entertaining opening half at the end of 30 minutes of play. It's the Shockwave 9, the Riverwolves 5. First half, of course, the Shockwave got 2 goals from Cody Ward, and Brian Neufeld chipped in with a couple, as did Joel Matthews. It was Drake Smith with a couple for the Riverwolves, and it's been spread out from there as it's 9-5 as the Shockwave now will get possession. Teams at full strength. And the Shockwave now will flip, and with plenty of time on the shot clock, it's Brian Neufeld. Skip pass, far side, and back. And a good hard bullet finds the mark. So just what head coach Ron Mouser Henry ordered or diagrammed in the break, and the Shockwave come out and strike first here in the third. Riverwolves will go to work here on offense. Burke with Keene, and they will wait for their full attack. Josh Medeiros remains in on offense, transition player. Looking for that pass in the middle was Desvo. Goes off the helmet, and the Shockwave will bring it up the other way. Alex Tomas generating the pass as Neufeld now will steerhead this offensive set. Had an opening, tried that far corner. So Dunkerley has come in for Nolan Clayton, who started the game for Paris. And now it's Grant Crowley that's in for Goen Abrams for the Shockwave. And I apologize, I was calling Grant Crawley, and it's, Crowley, and it's Crawley. Good pass and snipe, top corner. Mike Burke, money in the bank, his second of the game, and it's a 10-6 score. So the teams trade goals here a minute and a half into this third quarter. That one is shot back, and ball remains loose, and a pickup, scoop, and it's Travis Burton. Johnny on the spot with the quick hands, his first of the game, and the Riverwolves pull to within 3. Back at her here with 13:10 to go, third quarter. In a game that started a bit lopsided with the Shockwave scoring the first 4 goals. Paris battled back, Shockwave extended their lead. They've led by as many as 7. And double teamed in the corner, Neufeld goes there to help out. But Brooker Muir sure draws a crowd. Ball remains loose, scrum still in the corner. Neufeld fishing, Burton hovering. And finally, the shot clock goes down, and it will be possession to Paris. Burton will slow it up, pick it up, and avoid a defender. Back flip. Picked up by Keene, looking for a screen from Burke. Gets knocked off that screen, double team there. Good defense by the Shockwave as they close the door on Keene and Burke. 5 on the shot clock. Ball loose. St. Catharines comes away with it. They'll get it over the timeline. Tomas, double team pinned against the boards. Drake Smith in there doing some defensive work, and we're going to have a call away from the play. Good job by the officials to make sure cooler heads prevailed. That shot goes wide, no reset. Picked up, and tough D there from Thomas Whitty, and they force a turnover, and the Riverwolves come back the other way. They've got numbers. Good transition D from St. Catharines. Paris now work the boards. Keene dumps it down low. Burke tried to dump it over. Crease is called, actually a penalty called on the play. So the Riverwolves will go back to work on the power play. Justin Gill, the guilty party, for a cross check in the back. And Paris now will try to close the gap here, trailing by 3. Always amazing. No one's ever committed a penalty in this game. Just ask whichever team. Big shot. Stop there. Good job by Crowley. And it'll be a reset. And another shot, that time short side. Good job, and there wasn't a whole lot of room, but a good finish there for Desvaux, and we've got a 10-8 game. So back to the circle we go, and in the meantime, between time, a delayed penalty to Jordan Houtby, and it'll be a power play for the Riverwolves, as we almost had to dodge an errant ball there. Went off our press box, and Gary Morrison dove in front of it. Wasn't able to corral it, but no damage done. Everyone is raring to go here. Shockwave with 10 on the shot clock. We'll swing it around. Lane Smith. Smith looking on the give and go. That pass goes errant, and it'll be picked up and moved up by Dunkerley. Dunkerley will loft one up, and Spencer Pike. Both benches getting warnings from crew chief Roger Nurse to tone it down. Desvaux looking for an opening. That's closed. And the Shockwave now will try to get it over the timeline. They can't. They turn it over. 3-on-1. Down low by Keene. Good save. Rebound. Smith tries to tiptoe on the crease. Burke picks it up and buries it. Mike Burke with his third of the game, and it's 10-9 the score. So the Riverwolves capitalize on another power play opportunity, and they close the gap. Now this is the closest they've been since the opening minute of this game. And that pass will go over the timeline. Violation. Shouldn't say it was about 4 minutes in when we had our first goal of this game. But it was 4 unanswered by the Shockwave before Paris managed to find the back of the net. St. Catharines will go to work now on offense. 9:45 to go here in the third. Got ourselves a game now. Good bounce shot from way out. And on the money is Cody Ward, his 4th goal of this game. And it's 11-9 St. Catharines. Teams at full strength. Shockwave just managed to regain their 2-goal cushion, and now they're moving it on up on offense again, and off the crossbar was Ward. He almost had his 5th, and they corral the rebound for a fresh clock. Good defense by the Riverwolves, but it's still picked up by the speedy Johnny Jimerson. Jimerson flips, and it's Neufeld. Neufeld with 10 on the shot clock. Finds a trailer. Good pass to a cutter. And Jimerson had an opportunity, but he was stopped by Dunkerley. Riverwolves. Good transition D and some hard work by Jimerson at both ends. He gets it up the floor. 2-on-1 and a big save. So Dunkerley comes up big. This time it was on Alex Henry. And Paris now will move it up. Smith, give and go. Quick shot by Desvos, stop. Battle in the corner, ball still loose, picked up by the Shockwave. Mike Burke doing a good job defensively. And no back in as they'll have to move it up, but it's an 8-second call. And the Riverwolves do a good job of forechecking and forcing the turnover. Paris now will go back to work on offense. 8:15 to go here in the third. Burke, shaking, peels out. Working on that right side, looking for a pass. It's picked off. 2-on-1 numbers here for the Shockwave. They'll move it up. Give, go, bounce shot, stopped by Dunkerley. Riverwolves will try to move it back, but LaPrade will pick it up and they'll reset their offense. Neufeld will wait for the troops. Dumps it off, good move, quick shot, it's wide, rebound. And that's going to stay here as the Shockwave will retain possession. And a new clock. Neufeld, half boards. Left side, swings it out. Matthews. Matthews with Rob King on him. And I tell you, if Rob King's on you, probably find another place to be. Paris now will bring it up, and it'll be King. Big man will lug it over the timeline, sees an opening, goes for a shot, good save by Crawley. King picks it up, and he's double-teamed and pinned on the boards. King will get some help as the scrum will ensue here. As the ball comes loose, Shockwave will pick it up momentarily, and now they have possession. Steve Lee will fake the flip, and he does to Lane Smith, who will swing it over to the right side. Coppinger goes for the dive, and a good job, some hang time. So Luke Coppinger with his first of the game, and the Shockwave now lead this one 12-9. So both teams back in the circle, and off the draw, Dylan LaPrade will pick up that loose ball, and Shockwave now will have possession. Neufeld being pressured by Minicello. And Neufeld working one-on-one, got a shot off, didn't touch anything. Rebound, and a good save. So Dunkerley has done a good job in relief of Nolan Clayton. As the Riverwolves now will go to work here. Burton, big strides, flips it back out to Keene. Keene with Drake on that side, looks for the flip, does. Drake Smith, shot off the post. Shockwave now will bring it back the other way. Offense out, Jimerson. Dump it off on the left side. Lane Smith. Working on Jamie McMahon, one-on-one. Smith goes to the air. That one stopped by Dunkerley, and the Riverwolves are going to come and race out of there. Matt Lee doing a good job to get up to Jamie McMahon, and Lee, the shot off, corrals the rebound and pumps it back out. Shot by Burke is blocked. And he'll retrieve the rebound and dump it back low. Wrong stick side, good switch hands. Spencer Pike took it hard to the iron. Came up empty. Shockwave now will bring it back. Trailer is Neufeld. Low sidearm. Far corner. So just when you had the Riverwolves pulled to within one, 10-9 at that point, the Shockwave have tightened things up, and it's 13-9 with 4:40 to go here in the third. Burton looking for help, dumps it off, he'll retreat to the bench. Medeiros hard to the net, stopped by Crawley. And St. Catharines now will move it up. Quinn Halligan dumps it down low, and a sweet finish. And it's 14-9. So with that goal, Dunkerley is going to get a breather, and Nolan Clayton will come back in between the pipes for the Riverwolves. And we're going to have coincidentals one more time. So Dylan LaPrade and Hunter Angus with coincidental minors. They'll spend a couple of minutes in the box. 4 minutes to go here in the third. Shockwave have weathered a storm and restored that 5-goal cushion. Good dump off down low, good pass in the middle. Surrounded, though, was Pedwell. Neufeld's going to work. Shot clock winding down to 5. He kicks it back out. Got time for a quick shot. Can't field it cleanly. It's dumped into the corner. Violation. And Jamie McMahon and the Riverwolves will move it up. He'll dump it off to Keene. Dan Keene flips to Burke. Burke, big sidearm. Handled easily by Crowley. And he'll send the outlet. And it's a good one to Vanderzalm. He will scoop it and dump it off. Lane Smith, quick shot, big save. So looking for that 5-hole, wasn't there. And big Riley Martinell will get it over the timeline and find some help. Martinell, of course, a late pickup last night with some wheeling and dealing here in the Arena Lacrosse League. Shockwave now with numbers in transition. Flip out, can't handle a pass. Travis Burton, he's going to speed it up over the timeline. And the Riverwolves now will look to capitalize. Double team, and it's a good one. As they close it, Burton tries to swim. They say, And good swarming defense will result in an early check and Paris possession. Smith, good no look. Keene with the finish. Pulled it to the wrong stick side. So a good job by Dan Keene, second of the game. And it's 14-10. 2:26 to go here in the third quarter. 4-goal lead for the Shockwave, and they've got possession. Houtby, dump it off, and it's Neufeld. Matthews at the top. Uses the screen. And he'll get an opening. That underhand is wide. Neufeld corrals it with 5 on the shot clock. He'll dump it across, and that shot will also be equally as wide. And the Riverwolves now will bring it up the other way, and it's Matt Lee. Lee with good speed. We'll bring it down to the half boards and look for Spencer Pike. Pike can't handle the pass. And they get outworked by Vanderzalm, who hands it up. And all alone is Matthews. Gets the rebound and buries it. A highlight goal for Joel Matthews, as I'm pretty sure he played to carry him off that board. Similar to basketball, if you pass it to yourself off the backboard and then dunk it, well, he did just that. Travis Burton here will pick that up, and he'll have to hustle to get it over the timeline. He does. Avoids 2 defenders, curls out, dumps it off to Keene. Keene to Smith. Under a minute, just a minute to go here in the third quarter. Turnover goes to the Shockwave. They'll hustle and get it over the timeline in Brooker-Muir. Dump it off, Neufeld. Loading up, dumps it off to Coppinger. From a way out, looking for that opening, was Ward. And Lee will come away with it and jump into the offense. In transition, Riverwolves, good bounce shot wide. That's going to go all the way down and head the other way. Neufeld didn't even get a chance to get off as the offense comes back. with 20 seconds to go here in the quarter. Ball loose. 10. And a solid hit. Shockwave now with 10 on the shot, 5 on the game clock. Time winding down, quick shot goes wide, and that will do it. After 3 quarters, it's the Shockwave 15, the Riverwolves 10. Good to go here for the 4th quarter, with the Shockwave holding a 5-goal advantage over the Riverwolves. Paris has not led at any point in time in this game. They've closed the gap to within 1 last quarter, but St. Catharines managed to weather the storm, and they now bring this lead into the final 15 minutes. Working on the boards, the big man, Steve Lee, will dump it off, and a bit of a stumble off the carpet there for Cody Ward, and he appears to be okay. Lane Smith, shot clock winding down, and it's a violation. Possession Paris. You can bet that St. Catharines will be very deliberate in this quarter and work some clock on each possession. Paris now will go to work. Desvo dumps it off. Drake Smith looking at Desvo. Quick stick, stopped. And it comes back out. Crowley's done a good job in taking over here in the second half for Goen Abrams. Spencer Pike will pick up that loose ball, and he'll bring it back out. Pike hasn't had a chance to get off that big shot. As he does a swim move, double team, forces a turnover. Shockwave now in transition, moving it up. Josh Harris had a notion, pulled it back out. And very deliberate are the Shockwave here on offense, working some clock. Dump off, good cut. Not able to handle that pass. It was a good pass from Matthews. Riverwolves, though, will bring it back. Burke down to Smith. Smith out top to Medeiros. Medeiros will lob that. Good grab and crease on the play. So a well-diagrammed play, but Smith not able to put it in the back of the net. And St. Catharines now will go to work. Neufeld. Corner, brings it back out, curling around the top, dumps it down low. Lane Smith tiptoeing on that white line. Crease is called. Paris will have the ball, and it looks like 2 combatants going at it. Rob King. You probably don't want to do a whole lot with Rob King. And I'm sure that's what Joel Matthews was saying, the exact same thing. So back at it here, as we're just looking for some clarification on who the guilty parties are. You know Rob King was involved, as was Joel Matthews, and big finish there. And getting the job done one more time is Cody Ward, his 5th of the game, and it's 16-10 Shockwave. So we're just trying to figure out who the other guilty combatant is. Bottom line is the teams are playing 4-on-4. And Riverwolves now, Medeiros tried to go for the fake switch. Good stop by Crawley. And it'll be a turnover, and it will be Paris ball. 12:19 to go here. And it looks like Rob King got the extra major. He got 2 and a 5 for, I guess, picking on Joel Matthews. Shockwave now working in tight quarters. And Paris now, Pike had it. It got knocked out of his stick. That's why he was allowed to go back into the crease. And the Riverwolves move it up. Keene, hard shot off the screen. Possession remains Paris. Riverwolves badly need a goal here. Desvo turned it over, and a breakaway opportunity for Houtby, and he misses the net. And back come the black and red. Jonah Beam, dump it off. Drake Smith, one-on-one, curls out. Burke, the big overhand, right on the numbers, stopped easily by Crowley, and it's moved up. DJ Nedelko brought his own cheering section, a fine group of individuals, as they're here to support him and, of course, his team. Shot clock winding down, big underhand for Ward, and that will be a violation, and Paris now will get possession with 10:50 to go here in the fourth. Smith, dump it down low. Keene's going to try to bull his way in, dumps it back out to Smith. Keene leans in, fakes the backhand, goes to the overhand, stopped, corralled by Crowley, and moved up and over the timeline by the Shockwave. They'll be very deliberate here. The clock is on their side, as is a 6-goal advantage. Around the horn, power play for another 2.5 minutes. Neufeld, Smith, overhand, stopped. Good job of cutting down that angle was Clayton. And stick check, but able to move it up. And getting that loose ball is Travis Burton. Burton will wait and try to kill some clock, as there's still a man short for 2 minutes. Medeiros, no look, ill-advised pass. Shockwave now will bring it up. Neufeld. Neufeld take advantage, has a bit of a mix-up on how many guys. Jamie McMahon in traffic. He'll battle. Ward will come away with it, and they'll get a fresh clock to work with here, and it's Neufeld. Left side, Lane Smith. Smith, curl, dump. Big shot, Ward missed the net, and Neufeld can't corral it. It'll go over the timeline, and Paris will get possession. $8:50 to go here, fourth quarter. Paris in need of a goal, trailing 16-10. Hit Pike the cutter, but he can't handle a pass, and the Shockwave will bring it back up and take some time off the clock. .40 seconds left in the St. Catharines power play. Neufeld, swing it over, big shot. And a beauty one on the money. And just like that, it's 17-10 Shockwave. Kyle Pedwell, with his first of this game, extends the lead with 8:12 to go here in the fourth. And Rob King still with 20 seconds to go. So 20 seconds to work with on the power play. A chance to capitalize one more time for the Shockwave and possibly put the nail in the coffin if they can find the back of the net. Smith dumped it down low. No one was there. And we'll have ourselves our officials timeout. .6 seconds left in the King penalty. And Matt Lee is going to do a good job of avoiding a defender. Gets it down. And penalty over for King. Riverwolves now bulling in is big Daniel Wheeler. He, of course, had a good supporting cast show up here for this game. Good crowd on hand here at Silaps here in Paris, Ontario. 17-10 to score, 7:20 to go here in the fourth. Shockwave, move it around. Jimerson. Dump it off to find Matthews. And that goes off a helmet and will remain St. Catharines' ball. Jimerson will swing it around. Out there with Shanahan and Neufeld. Neufeld dumps it. Jimerson avoids a check and pockets it in the low corner. His first of the game, and it's 18-10. Appears as though the door is closing for the Riverwolves. Of course, came in with just 15 runners. Usually you have 20. Have 15 runners, and you're going to feel that usually the fourth quarter. And that's been the case here as Paris had a run pulled to within one. But it's been all Shockwave since then. As they move that up, long pass goes netminder to netminder. And Clayton will dump it out. Lee. Pike. Goes with the underneath. Shockwave have done a good job keeping Pike in check. That shot just stick checked. And Crawley will move it up. Vanderzalm flips and he'll retreat. Ward, good speed as he turns that corner but puts the brakes on at the half boards. Neufeld with 10 seconds. Delayed penalty called. Give and go Smith. Ward from way out. Matthews. And again, the Shockwave will go on a power play. Matt Lee, the guilty party. And the Shockwave now with a commanding lead and 5.5 minutes to go in this fourth and final quarter. Good no-look pass to Neufeld, but in traffic. And the Shockwave will get it back. And a fresh clock. Smith, work the top. Dump it over. That sidearm goes wide. And it'll be a shot clock violation. Possession to the black and red. Desvaux been quiet since the second quarter. Keene. Draw the double team. 10 on the shot clock, and that ball is turned over. St. Catharines now will move it up and pick it up where it lies, deep in the Paris zone. Smith. To Neufeld. They'll swing it across, working on the right side, interchange on the left. Give and go. Pass goes wide, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Neufeld gaps that box. Picked up, and a beautiful wraparound. Again, Alex Henry using every inch to notch his first of the game, and it's 19-10. Back in the circle with Jamie McMahon and Steve Lee. Riverwolves now will move it up 2-on-1. King will take a hard shot. Crawley right there, and we'll have ourselves another official's timeout. .4:16 to go here. Shockwave with a commanding lead, and you can just see the wind go out of the sails of these Riverwolves. And they're going to let that one go, play on. Teams at full strength. Ward locks, loads, and lets it go. Clayton with a good stop. Ball loose on the half boards. Travis Burton in there working, as is Josh Medeiros. And the Riverwolves come away with it. It's Burton that loses his stick. Good stick check. And trying to go to the wrong side. Looked like Vanderzalm, and he rung it off the post, and it's back up the other way with Drake Smith. 3:30 to go. Burke. Dump it back out. Spencer Pike will play it off the boards. Delayed penalty coming to the Shockwave. Pike with DJ Nedelko all over him. Pike trapped, double teamed, and he loses it. Well, and this is about to get Rob King and Isaac Vanderzalm. And those are two healthy-sized young men going toe-to-toe. So set to go here again, as that lengthy delay will result in a Shockwave power play. And they'll work it around the horn with 3 minutes to go in a 9-goal lead. A lot happened on that exchange. Of course, Rob King involved, as was Isaac Vanderzalm. Jamie McMahon now will come away, one man to beat, and it's Neufeld, but he gets some help. So good piece of back checking from Ward. And I may have to apologize. I'm going to double check, but I've been saying 77 for the Shockwave is Joel Matthews. It may be Chris Atwood. And if that's the case, my sincere apologies. Not able to get an updated lineup before stepping into the booth. So definitely on me. My apologies to both Joel Matthews and Chris Atwood if that is the case. Neufeld with 2 minutes to go here, and going to let cooler heads prevail as the penalty box full on both sides. 10 on the shot clock. Neufeld swings it over and finding the mark. And getting it done one more time was Cody Ward, and so it looks like the final minute 45 is going to be academic here, as guys need to protect themselves and not get any foolish penalties. St. Catharines, though, will continue to shape their offense. They're going to go to 2-0. The Riverwolves are going to fall to 1-1. Sizing things up and dumping it down low was Alex Henry. Paris now will get it. Nolan Clayton will send the outlet as we approach the final minute of play here in this game. Ten on the shot clock. Burke looking for Pike. It's picked up, and Shockwave will just trot over the timeline and work out the final 45 seconds. Or as much of that as they can, as they will keep it way out. Neufeld will swing it around. So an outstanding game by the Shockwave, as they had answers for everything that Paris could throw at them. Paris closed to within 1 in the third, but bit of fatigue and some sharp shooting for the Shockwave will put this one in the books, and they'll wind down the final 10 seconds. And it's going to go in the books. 20-10, the final, in favor of the Shockwave.